Hi guys, so what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to show you how to evaluate a function. So looking at number one here, you have this function x squared minus 2x, and I want to find f of 2. What that means is we want to plug in the 2 for every x in f of x and simplify that. So f of 2 is equal to 2 squared minus 2 times 2. So of course that 2 squared is 4, and then minus 4. So this value is 0. So f of 2 is equal to 0. All right, so let's take a look at the second one here. And I put this one in there because you have fractions. And we have a negative value now. So f of negative 3, that means that we are going to substitute a negative 3 for all of these x's right here. So this is going to be f negative 3 is equal to, be careful how you write it, so 1/4 times, make sure you put it in parentheses because the whole thing is being cubed, plus, same thing, put the value in parentheses because the whole thing is being squared, minus 3 times negative 3. So now we go ahead and simplify that. I'm going to have 1/4 times negative 3 to the third means negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3, which is negative 27. And then negative 3 squared means negative 3 times negative 3, which is 9. And then the same thing here, negative 3 times negative 3 is plus 9. So then that gives me, if I go ahead and multiply the 1/4 times the negative 27, that's going to be negative 27 over 4 plus 18. So now we have this fraction here, and then we're going to add 18, so we got to find a common denominator, which is 4. So then this would be negative 27 over 4 plus 72 over 4. Because again, if you're going to make the common denominator 4, you're going to multiply the top by 4. And then that gives us, so we have negative 27 over 4 plus 72 over 4, and that is going to be 45 over 4. Okay, and it's okay to get fractions even though you don't have a fraction that you're plugging in. Fractions are perfectly fine. Just make sure that you are doing all the computations correctly. All right, so then number 3, this is a little different, but we're still doing the same thing. If I want to find f of x minus 4, that means I'm taking this and again plugging it into every x in f of x. This time our answer is going to be an expression, not just a number. So f of x minus 4 is equal to, so x minus 4 squared minus 3 times x minus 4 plus 7. Remember, we're taking this and we're plugging it into every x. And that's what I have right here. I plug that into that x, plug that into that x right there. Now we need to simplify this. So then x minus 4 squared, I'll just write this out. It means x minus 4 times x minus 4. A lot of students like to say that that equals x squared plus 16, but that's not the case. We've got to go ahead and multiply this out, distributive property. Then here I'm going to distribute. So it's going to be negative 3x plus 12, because I multiplied this times this and this times this. And then I have the plus 7. So now when I go ahead and multiply this out right here, so we'll scroll this up a little bit. So that's going to give me x squared minus 4x plus 16, and then I'm going to rewrite everything else. So again, this is what you get when you multiply the x minus 4 times x minus 4. So now combining all of my like terms, I have x squared, and then I have negative 4x minus 3x. That's going to be negative 11x. And then I have 16 plus 12, which is 28, plus another 7 is 35. So f of x minus 4 is equal to x squared minus 11x plus 35. All right. And try this one right here. Got the third power. So again, we're going to plug this in for every x in here. So this would be f of x minus 3 is equal to x minus 3 cubed minus 4 times x minus 3 plus 3. Again, this, you can't distribute this exponent of 3. It means x minus 3 times x minus 3 times x minus 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and distribute this. So that would be minus 4x plus 12 is excuse me about that. That's not equals, plus the 3. So now, multiplying this right here, I'm just going to take two of them first. So I'll just multiply these two first. So that'd be x minus 3. When you multiply x minus 3 times x minus 3, it becomes x squared. And then it becomes minus 6x plus 9. And then I'm going to bring everything else down. So that's still the same as this right here, the x minus 3 times x minus 3 times x minus 3. I just multiplied these two first to get that right here. Now I'm going to do the distributive property. So I got a binomial times a trinomial. And I'll go ahead and multiply it all out. So that's going to give you x to the third minus 6x squared plus 9x, then minus 3x squared plus 18x minus 27, and now everything else that I have left. So minus 4x plus 12 plus 3. So again, this, forgot to put on the highlighter. This is everything that we just multiplied that was highlighted above, the binomial times the trinomial. So now let's look at like terms. So we got f of x minus 3 is equal to, so we only have one x to the third term, so that takes care of that. Then we have a minus 6x squared, and then a minus 3x squared. So that's going to be minus 9x squared. So that's done and that's done. Then we have a 9x, and we have 18x, and then we have a minus 4x. So 9 and 18 is 27, minus 4 is 23. So that's that, and then that. And what's left, we have negative 27, positive 12, and positive 3. So negative 27 plus 12 is negative 15, plus 3 is negative 12. So that is our final answer. Okay, so you can see if you look down here, piecewise functions, that's the next thing we're going to talk about. So this finishes evaluating the functions, so I'm going to talk about the piecewise functions in the next video.